Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Daniels, I'll continue the line of questioning. You said that there was $6 billion needed and that it was somewhat urgent, if I heard you correctly. Is that correct?
Congressman, it's not only urgent, it's long overdue.
Yes, and that kind of feeds right into the line of questions that I want to focus on. The amount of money is obviously important about how much we need to appropriate to meet the needs of the American public, but also how those dollars are spent going forward. I think there's probably a very good case to make that we need to reform how we implement tax dollars for critical services. In your mind, in your opinion, what are accountability metrics that we can put into place so that we do continue to spend our money wisely to make sure we're not paying for equipment that's outdated, paying for light bulbs that don't exist, to use the metaphor that you just mentioned?
Congressman, I appreciate the opportunity to clarify the question. The actual way that we think that reform needs to happen is that budgetary reform that you speak of, is looking at the different metrics and measures, the Aviation Trust Fund being a part of it, but mainly all sitting down to come to a solution that allows for that long-term funding to occur. Because the lack of planning that we can do today is honestly the main crippling component of it.
Why
so
can't
any
you,
accountability put in place?
Why can't you plan?
Say that again, sir?
You said your inability to plan for the future. Why can't you plan? Is it because of the budget? Is it because of bureaucracy?
It's because from day to day, month to month, continuing resolution to continuing resolution, that funding either doesn't change, it's already being spent on something else, and it's not being put to modernizing as it's needed.
Okay. Well, looking back, you said it's long overdue. Why? What are things that we can do in terms of air traffic control to assist air traffic control in making these needs known earlier, more urgently, so we don't find ourselves in this predicament going forward?
Congressman, and thank you. NACA has been advocating for at least 10 years on the very change that you speak of. Number one, it has to be in the realm of telecommunications. That is a major impediment to the system, and it's a safety risk. Not only that, then it would be the NOTAM system. The NOTAM system that provides information to pilots across the country, that would need to be invested in, corrected, and fixed because, again, it takes down the entire system when it's not up to date. And then get into the controller needs. That's going to be an information display system. Right now, an iPad has 10 times the amount of information than a controller does at our fingertips when we're controlling airplanes. It's antiquated, we're clicking on buttons and quite often not even being able to use it. And then the last one's going to be the investment in our surveillance or our radar, so we have surface awareness and we can be out looking out the windows or the planes instead of spending time looking for information.
Is there a way, in your opinion, sir, to decentralize the bureaucratic mechanism that currently seems to exist? It seems like the air traffic controllers is very centralized, from the training to the equipment requests to procurement requests, whatever it may be. Is there a way to decentralize so that there is more efficiencies within the system?
Sir, I don't know exactly what that answer would be, but I know that being a part of it and ensuring that those monies are going towards the accurate or the actual issues will be key to all of it. And NACA's involvement is that so that a piece of equipment isn't rolled out, and then we find out what it is and how it doesn't actually work for us. That continues to be the broken model that exists today. Yep. If somebody buys something, we look at it and say, we can't use that, and then we can start the process all over again. So anything that's an effort to fix that, we absolutely support.
And then my last question, sir, how is air traffic controlling doing with recruiting new members, seeking careers in that field, training them, and then dispersing them to into that career?
Congressman, we agree wholeheartedly with Secretary Duffy that this is the time to recruit the best and brightest, to invest in the people. And that's going to come through working on not only the hiring and the training of those air traffic controllers and incentivizing them into the career field, not just while at Oklahoma City Academy, but the ones who are coming in and then going to live in either a high cost of living area and retaining the air traffic controllers that we have today that are leaving quite often because of the stresses and pressures of 6-day work weeks.
Do you see any value in having more academies besides just the Oklahoma City Academy, or do you like the model of having it just in one place?
Congressman Knack is on record. We support any ability to maximize the throughput of air traffic controllers through a system.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I yield back. Thank you, sir.